Hi, everybody.
Oh, hi.
How is the best gosh darn family in the whole world?
What's the matter there?
My sister's got a bull python snake, and he won't let go of my hand.
Okay, stay on the line. Let me get.
It's not the usual type of call you would expect to find in Milwaukee.
562A.
You know, you just don't have them sliding around outside.
Is this a snake?
Yes.
I don't know anything about snakes. I know that I'm scared to death of them, and if they're on the other side of the country, that's close enough for me.
You guys better put your boots on. We don't know what we have here.
Hey, is anybody home with you?
No, my kids and my husband just left.
And the snake is twisted around your arm?
Yeah, he's about 7 feet tall. Oh, he's going so hard. He's got my knuckles in his mouth. I know my hand is bleeding. My hand is bleeding really bad.
Honey, I've got help on the way.
A Milwaukee fire unit was dispatched to the scene, including EMT Mark Stockland.
I thought the call was going to be a false alarm, but yet something was going on. People don't make up things that goofy.
Are you going to be able to get the door open?
Why did that locked? All they have to do is just walk in. Oh, God, he won't let go. It hurts so bad.
It's a python. Honey, they might have to cut that snake off.
Is that right?
Yeah, I've got 2 snakes at home.
Police officer Dave Arndt and his partner heard the report on their radio.
Normally, a snake of that nature will strike, clamp down, coil up, and constrict their prey until it's dead, and then they'll consume it head first.
Oh, God, he's coming at my face.
He's coming to your face?
Please don't let him come at my face.
Is he still on your arm, huh?
Yes, he won't let go of my arm. I've got him sitting on the kitchen table, and I'm about as still can get.
In my mind, I was picturing it going for her neck, and I didn't know how long she would have if that did happen.
He's just staring at me.
I was afraid that by the time that the fire department or the police department arrived on the scene, that it might have been too late.
We have police and fire on the way to you, and one of the girls who's working with the Humane Society. We're getting all the help we can for you, hon.
Oh, God, I'm so scared.
I didn't know how many times she had been bit, but I knew that she was bleeding from bites. That's one of the reasons that the girl called the Humane Society to find out what we were dealing with as far as poison.
I think hold on. Just come in.
Oh, they might be there.
Come in.
Tell them anyway, because I don't think they're hearing her.
Open the door.
Within 5 minutes, the first rescue workers arrived, led by Lieutenant Wayne Reed.
I've seen a lot. I've got 25 years on. It was impressive. When you're covered shoulder to wrist, and there's still snake left over. He was constricting, so he had stopped the blood flow. I was pretty convinced he was going to eat her hand. So I just reached out and I grabbed the back of his head.
It was on my side a sigh of relief that I knew that somebody else was there with her. Up until then, I felt it was just her and I and the snake.
Trying to stay calm. Oh, my God!
I knew he couldn't get around and get me, so as long as I was holding on to him tight enough.
Where's the cage?
But he was a little angry, I think, when I grabbed his head. He was not a happy snake.
One of the firefighters stated that that snake doesn't bite, and I could hear her say, "You want to bet it doesn't?"
Yeah, that's a Burmese python. That's what that is.
Whatever it is, it's big.
Yeah, non-venomous.
Yeah.
Basically, the snake was confused. I think it immediately sensed the scent of the rabbit. And the rabbit was dead, so it wasn't moving. The only thing moving was her hands. Why didn't you just drop it in the cage?
I tried to do that. I tried to drop it, and then it wouldn't come out, so...
Once they sense that there's a meal, you know, they get into a frenzy. The snake was about 50 to 80 pounds. I suppose if the snake constricted her around the neck, It probably could have killed her.
Kathy Carey was treated at a nearby hospital for a bite on her hand and released that same day.
It wasn't Andromeda's fault, it wasn't my fault. A little bit it was my fault, but I had gotten used to having her around and being, you know, having my hands in there and her coming up by me. You know, 4 people working this thing.
The kids were upset at the beginning until they found out she was all right. They saw the snake bite on her hand and they knew she was okay, and then they just settled down.
Next.
I was just assuming everything would be under control because time had already elapsed. But I was just utterly surprised that he was alone.
This is Ford Escort. Did you know that it's new? If you knew that it's new, did you know?
On June 23rd, 1994, at around 8:10 a.m., Dennis O'Brien, who was deaf, pulled into the parking garage of the office where he worked in DuPage, Illinois.
I usually park on the first floor, but it happened to be full, so I had to go to the second floor. The second level was full too. I'm getting anxious and thinking, I'm late for work. I need to find a parking space now. She was scared out of her mind and didn't stop to explain. When she moved away from my view, that's when I saw a guy lying on the ground. There was no movement, no motion, nothing. Just laying there.
Around that same time, Tony Harlan was also arriving for work.
I noticed that one of my coworkers had his car stopped right in front of the elevator area and was concerned.
Stop.
I looked around his car and I saw a gentleman laying on the pavement.
Did anybody call? I don't know. Why don't you call 911 now? Okay, I'll call. Okay.
I saw him lying there alone. And when I saw people who walked around him, that was very sad.
I didn't know what else to do because I didn't know CPR. So I helped direct traffic.
Stop. Stop. Stop.
Mary Profita worked in the office building adjacent to the garage.
Good morning, DuPage County. I received a call from a coworker that there was a problem in the garage, that a man had fallen down, assumed heart attack, and called 911. I had some CPR training, but I was just assuming everything would be under control. I would just be there to watch and assist. Because time had already elapsed, and I thought for sure people would be by his side. I was just utterly surprised that he was alone.
Hello, can you hear me?
Do you know?
Hello?
No. Sir?
I don't feel a pulse. Sir, see if you can find...
My hands were shaking, and so I reached under his neck and felt for a pulse with my fingertips and felt nothing.
Breathe.
She immediately started to do the breathing for him. I knew that the life signs were not there, but I didn't see him as someone dead. I saw him as a human being lying there needing help. I would have stayed there regardless because no one needs to die that way by themselves.
I hope to God I was doing everything right because this was going to determine how this man's life was going to turn out. There were no volunteers to assist, and we were beginning to wonder when help would arrive.
2, 3. Two, 3, 4, 5. Check his pulse.
I don't feel anything. We checked for pulse at least 3 or 4 times and was unable to find any signs.
When the emergency team finally arrived, it was like a relief, like a weight lifted.
A Wheaton Fire Rescue Unit reached the scene within 5 minutes of the call, including Lieutenant EMT Philip Demenza.
You guys are doing fine. Keep going.
We noticed immediately that they were doing very good CPR. When that happens, we always let the people continue until we're ready and set up.
Give them some proper.
It was after where I stood up and I watched the emergency team that the flood of emotions came in. I just wanted him to make it. I wanted him to be okay.
An advanced life support unit also responded, including paramedic Susan Lencioni.
Our greatest concern initially was how much time was there before CPR was started. If somebody hasn't intervened within that 4 to 6 minute period, then the brain has already sustained damage that cannot be reversed no matter what we do.
Go ahead and do that, and I'll get their way.
Okay, we got B-fib, charging. Clear? Clear.
What do you got with that?
Still B-fib, I'm going up one.
What we're hoping for is to see the heart go flatline for a few seconds and then kick into what would be its normal rhythm.
No, we're still B-fib.
We tried a third time at the maximum power. At that point, he did convert into another rhythm, but he did not have a pulse with that rhythm.
We want for your IV. Big bag.
I was able to locate a wallet so we could call him by name. His name's Jonathan Koresh. He's 43.
I'm going to push this and I'm going to shock him.
At this point, he went back into ventricular fibrillation.
Still trying to breathe.
He was breathing about 4 a minute, which is really unusual for a patient who's in full arrest.
Clear. 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 I'm going to push this and we're going to shock him again.
Start the CPR again.
No matter what we did, we couldn't make the patient come back again.
Clear. Clear.
It's very frustrating and sad sometimes in the job that we have to know that you've done everything you can, but we just didn't do it for him.
After working on the victim for nearly 30 minutes without regaining a pulse, rescue workers decided to transport him to the hospital. At Central DuPage Hospital, 43-year-old John Kurash was examined by emergency physician Joseph Boyle.
I think you went in a B-fib. Okay, get him over here.
He was still in ventricular fibrillation. This is the best cardiac dysrhythmia to be saved from, basically. So I was surprised that he hadn't come back. Let me check with a quick look.
Gonna get a line out? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, get a second line.
I got the whole.
He's still in fib. Let's shock him, charge it.
Okay.
Clear?
Clear. No change. Give him another bolus of lidocaine. Let me check the tube.
It was going to be like a dream come true that we were able to pull somebody through this. But after I got back from lunch, I had the unhappy message that the gentleman had passed away.
Still V-fib. One more time, charge him. Clear. The heart finally got a pulse, and the blood pressure was restored. Nice job, you guys. You got him back. Well, I'll talk to the cardiologist upstairs. Let's pack him up.
They had scheduled a 2 o'clock session for us with the counselors to talk about our feelings. And right in the beginning of this session, our safety chief comes into the room and he says, the good news is he isn't dead. But the bad news is that he is in very critical condition.
Your husband had sudden death outside the...
When John's wife, Terry, got to the hospital, a doctor explained that he had suffered sudden death syndrome, which caused his heart to arrest.
Is he gonna be okay?
It's really hard to tell at this point.
I was trying to talk to him, to tell him that I was there, to tell him that I loved him, and that the kids loved him, and that we were there for him, and everything was going to be okay. It was about 6 hours after they had put him in the intensive care unit that he was finally able to start talking.
John?
Hi, honey.
John?
And all of a sudden, he just turned to me and said, you know, who is this guy and why am I here?
It's a doctor, honey.
You're better. Your heart rhythm's nice and stable now, John.
I was ecstatic. I love John very much, and I'm very happy that he's well and that he's really himself, and that we're going to enjoy as many days together as we can.
John was hospitalized for 10 days. Doctors implanted a defibrillator in case the electrical system of his heart malfunctions in the future.
It didn't take just somebody to do CPR. The amazing part of what was done is that it was done so well that I have virtually a total recovery. In truth, it's only because of Mary and Tony and the 911 crew that apparently just wouldn't give up.
Go ahead.
11-year-old Tracy is the oldest of John and Terry's 3 children.
He's almost back to himself. He goes to work every day, and he plays games with us, and we have lots of fun.
Okay, I'm done for the day. You're gonna ask me to lay off?
I'm not exactly sure why my dad's alive today, but I know that it had a lot to do with Mary and Tony, and they saved him, and I think God gave a little help, too.
Come on in. This is Terry. Tony.
Jonathan, how are you?
Oh, God, it's good to see you guys. This is Tony.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
I appreciate everything they did. My kids appreciate it, and John appreciates it, and views each day as a gift.
I don't know how we can ever thank both of you enough. That you were there at the right time in the right place.
How do you like your handiwork?
You look fantastic.
I'm glad to be here.
I consider myself extraordinarily lucky because having that opportunity to have fun with my family, to help them grow and learn, it's a wonderful, wonderful gift.
I am incredibly happy that I was there to help Jonathan. If my life was lived to do that, to save someone else, then that was, to me, a heck of a life.
Stop and look and see if you can find any fish in there, guys.
Next.
He started through the median strip, so I attempted to cut him off, but he continued in the wrong direction on the interstate.
He's going to wreck and kill somebody if he doesn't get turned around.
What's the best prime rib? Good food, and plenty of it.
An unusual sight in the Bay Area sky tonight. We'll show it to you at 10.
Around 10 p.m. on November 3rd, 1993, Amber McClung and her fellow employees were working the late shift at a fast food restaurant in Parkersburg, West Virginia, when they received a disturbing phone call.
Thanks. Yeah, good night.
Check this out, Dave.
What's up?
Amber, come here.
Guy just robbed the restaurant on the very next block.
When we first heard about the robbery, I was very frightened because I thought this happened right down the road. It could happen to us.
You know, we could be heroes if we catch this dude.
Exactly.
Jeremy and Dave were joking about it with each other. Whenever we'd have a customer come in, they would say, well, maybe this is the person. It's not funny. It's not funny at all. I mean, what would you do if he came in here?
Yes, sir. I'll help you. How about some coffee? Just give me 30 seconds, okay?
21-year-old Dave Smith was a crew member on duty that evening.
We were pretty slow. Angie was in the back washing dishes. I love working with her because she's very goofy, she's very bubbly.
Hey, Ange, what's up? Oh, nothing. Oh, you're a brat.
We were like a 1-2 punch at work.
I'm gonna get you back.
Excuse me, can I use your restroom?
Yeah, sure. Right around the corner to your right.
Thanks.
All right, that's enough. This is a robbery.
When this man came through the employee door, it totally shocked me.
Back, everybody.
I was willing to do whatever he said because he had a gun.
Fill the bag.
Come on, move it.
I didn't want him to hurt anybody.
Step right in. Come on, everybody.
He put all 4 of us in the cooler.
Don't anybody come out.
Everybody all right?
We thought the man left.
He's gone. Everybody's all right.
Exactly. We're fine.
Yeah.
We're fine.
But before we knew it, the door opened again.
He pointed to Angie and said, I want you to come with me.
Give me 5 minutes to get out of here and I won't hurt.
Please, Dave.
We didn't know what to do.
We waited until we thought 10 minutes was up,
Angie.
Angie wasn't there.
Emergency reporting.
This is Dave Smith.
We didn't know what he was capable of doing to her. It crossed our brains that we may never see Angie again.
Please hurry.
Be advised, I'm at the scene of a second armed robbery.
West Virginia State Police Corporal Bill Rechtenwald was on routine patrol 35 miles away when he heard the report of the robbery.
I got positioned where I could observe traffic flow on the interstate. I'd only been there approximately 5 minutes when the car came by, matching the description of the suspect vehicle. .104 Parkersburg. As I caught up close enough to read the license plate, I could only see one person. He slowly increased his speed.
Parkersburg, he's running on me.
I became more and more sure that this was, in fact, the vehicle that had committed the robberies. I was very concerned with what the suspect may have done with the hostage, whether he had shot or done some other harm to her.
Around 10:30 p.m., Debbie Kime, the mother of 18-year-old Angie, got a call from the police.
When I first heard that she was taken, well, you can imagine, I was thinking all the worst that he could possibly, do to her. If I would see my daughter alive again.
Parkersburg, we're still southbound at a high rate of speed. He's weaving in and out of traffic.
10-4, we have other units en route. Can you advise the speed?
Parkersburg, he's over 100 miles an hour. He's cut through the median. We're northbound on 77.
I could tell by his driving ability that this was going to be very difficult to get this individual stopped. He started through the median strip again, so I attempted to cut him off. But he continued in the wrong direction on the interstate. The only thing that I could do was get towards the median strip to warn the oncoming traffic.
He's going to wreck and kill somebody if he doesn't get turned around.
I thought that he must be crazy. I felt helpless. There was nothing that I could do to stop him without posing a grave danger to the hostage.
We're northbound again on 77.
Units from around the area joined the pursuit, including Corporal Max Henry.
186-104. I got my spotlight on the suspect vehicle. It appears that the hostage is in the floorboard of the vehicle. I can see what appears to be the top of her back, right? We knew that there was a weapon involved, so our concern was that the suspect may start firing shots. Under no circumstances will anyone return fire.
10-4. We were coming upon two 18-wheelers that were attempting to help us out.
This car's going to be coming up to us here, so...
They were traveling at low speed in both lanes, hoping that the driver would be unable to pass them.
We're still northbound.
Two unmarked units were positioned ahead of the pursuit, including Wood County Sheriff's Detective Charlie Johnson.
Keep to my right. We were doing approximately 40 miles an hour, so everybody had to slow down, and we bunched all the vehicles up.
Detective Bruce Riffle was in the other unmarked car.
Don't let him pass, Charlie. I have a 13-year-old daughter, and I could just, see a father talking to me later, asking how he got away. We had to stop him.
Trying to make a box around him. We're not going to be able to get him stopped any other way.
A state trooper came up on my right side.
I'll split to the right, Charlie.
He got in front, and at that point, we had him boxed in.
Okay. We're going to try to slow him all down at once.
He's going to tag us.
Stay left, Charlie. Box him in.
He was doing everything he could to get out.
Bruce, he's hitting me. He's hitting me.
But there was no place for him to go.
It was just like a demolition derby for a while.
We were coming upon a section of the guardrail.
Okay, Charlie, I'm going to back out now. You take him in.
Trooper in front slowed down, and I just started pulling off to the right.
I saw the hostage. She was motionless. I thought that he had already shot her. But when I reached into the car, she immediately turned around. It was a great sigh of relief. She was very scared, but she was okay.
I remember seeing police lights everywhere. I was like, it's finally over. It was the most terrifying thing I've ever been through.
The suspect was subsequently convicted of armed robbery and kidnapping and sentenced to 140 years in prison.
You're so much taller, and you're so much shorter.
A year has passed.
I remember hitting a lot of other vehicles and spinning around and thinking that I was going to die in the wreck. But I thought I had to get through it because I'd gotten a big fight with my mom earlier that day, and I just didn't want them to remember me like that. I used to come here when I was little and feed them.
I was always a protective parent, but since this happened, I would have to say that I probably am a little more extreme.
You let him eat from your hand.
It's awful hard to explain how much you love a child. You would give your life for them.
I'd like to thank you guys very much.
You're very welcome. I'm glad it worked out okay.
No kidding. I saw hundreds of police cars that night, so it felt good to see them today, to be able to thank them one more time. They put their lives in a lot of danger just to save me. Hi.
I've been a police officer for almost 21 years, and this is one of the most gratifying situations that I myself have ever been involved in.
Angie has returned to work at the restaurant.
I'm very glad that nothing ever happened to Angie, because I don't know what I would do about losing my best friend. Thank God, you know, she's still here and being a pain in my side every once in a while.
That way, that way.
Next.
My mom passed out.
Your mom passed out? It could have been a heart attack or some other type of illness, but on a mobile phone, you don't know where they're calling from, and they could be calling from anywhere in the county. How old are you, Joey?
I'm 5.
When Rochelle Beale got back to her house in Deltona, Florida, around 9:30 p.m. on February 28, 1995, she had thought that her roommate, Anita Lai, would already be back from running errands with her 5-year-old son, Joey. But on that night, things did not go as expected.
Chris, has your mom called? She hasn't called once.
I realized she wasn't home yet because the car wasn't in the driveway. I was concerned because she has muscular dystrophy and she's recently been diagnosed with a medical condition. Anita, where are you? So I tried her on her car phone.
I'm on my way home.
I was able to hear it right then in her voice. that she was slurring.
Bye.
Joey has a learning disability, so I was worried that he might not be able to help his mom. It's very scary because there's so many things that could happen, especially when you're driving a car and you've got a 5-year-old.
911, what's the emergency?
My mom passed out.
Your mom passed out? Do you know your address? Do you know where you live?
I mean, I don't know where I live.
You don't know where you live? Okay, is there any...
Volusia County Sheriff's Dispatcher Cheryl Stetler was handling the call.
When I got the call, it came in on a mobile phone. And on a mobile phone, you don't know where they're calling from, and they could be calling from anywhere in the county. Whose phone are you using right now?
The car phone.
The car phone?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Is that your mom's car?
Uh-huh. The store is closed down.
The store is closed down? Okay, what's your name?
Joey.
Joey. How old are you, Joey?
5.
You're 5? Okay, where is your mom at? Is she in the car?
Yeah.
She is in the car?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Do you know? I didn't really know what her condition was. It could have been a heart attack or some other type of illness, or she could even have been dead. Your car is at a store right now?
Yeah.
Okay, do you know...
It looked like my mom was sleeping, but she wouldn't wake up.
You don't know what the name of the store is?
No, but it got the E.
It has an E in it?
And it has a C, and it has a K, and it has another E, and it has a R, and it has the X, and it has
I kept telling the letters, but I didn't know what it spelled. I was scared. Real scared.
Okay, I know what the name of your store is now. Okay.
Dispatcher Lisa Serpatowski needed more information to be able to guide rescue workers to Joey's car.
He could have been at any Eckers drugstore because there's 2, 3 in each city of this county. Do you go to school?
Yeah.
What school do you go to?
I go to Sunrise Elementary.
You go to Sunrise Elementary School. How many Eckers are there in Deltona? I was already on the phone with the fire department relaying the information that we had. And he told her Sunrise Elementary School, which is a school in Deltona. And there's 2 Eckers in Deltona. Sheriff's Department. Joey, what color is your mom's car? Do you know?
Let me see. Gray.
It's a gray car?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there any other store names by that store that you just spelled for me? Is there any other stores there?
How do you spell, what spells D-O-G?
Your husband?
D-O-G spells dog.
Okay, it has a D.
It has a D?
Uh-huh.
Dog groomers and I thought maybe there was like a dog grooming parlor or something like that. Okay, is there any other stores by there?
There should be a McDonald's across the street.
How about a McDonald's? Do you see a McDonald's around there?
No, but I see a gas station.
You see a gas station? Okay. Do you know, can you see the name of the gas station?
No.
Ask him what color the sign is.
What color is the gas station sign?
Red and white.
Okay, so it's red and white. It's probably
When the gas station came up and the colors came up, it was locked in as to which one he was at.
Engine 63, medical emergency. SO's on the line with a 5-year-old. States his mother is passed out. They're in a gray car. Believed to be at Elkham Boulevard, Eckers.
Is there any other cars in the parking lot by you? Yeah, she's not. Like, do you see any people or anything else around there?
I see a white car.
There's a white car near you?
It's not near me, it's across me.
It's across from you? Okay, how long has your mom been like this? How long has she been passed out?
She just did it.
Just did it when you called?
Yeah.
She just did it right away when you called?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can see
What can you see?
a fire truck.
You see the fire
They
truck?
came and I saw the lights flashing.
You see them right now?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, are you near the horn? Can you beep the horn of your car? Is the fire truck pulling into where you're at? Is it coming into your parking lot?
Yeah.
It is? Okay.
Within 9 minutes of the call, a Deltona fire rescue unit arrived, including paramedic Chris Siebert.
Is that the fire department right there?
Yeah, we're right here.
Okay.
She's unresponsive, so if this is evac, you go ahead and continue emergency.
Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.
Great, thanks.
When I first got there, he had told me that Mommy passed out again.
I told this fireman my mom needs sugar.
He seemed to know exactly what his mom needed, and it was unbelievable how calm he was over the whole situation. I don't know that I could have been that calm at that age.
EMT Don Hellberg had also responded.
Okay. So you're done with the oxygen. Go ahead and set up.
We went by what Joey had said with her needing the sugar. We got a glucometer that checks the sugar level in your blood, and it came out to probably around 60 or 70.
I went ahead and gave a medication called D50. It's just like sugar water. And I would say within 2 or 3 minutes, she started coming back around and responding to voice.
The very first thing I remember was Joey was saying to me, "Are you okay, Mommy? Are you okay?" Well, I says, "You called 911 for me." He says, "Yeah," and I hit the send button and they came, you know. It was great. It was a terrific feeling.
I did a good job. I love my mommy a lot, and I don't want anything to happen to her.
Shortly before the incident occurred, Anita Lai had been diagnosed as hypoglycemic. She now carefully monitors her diet and blood sugar level to keep it from happening again.
I wasn't thinking. It was kind of stupid on my behalf, you know. Just getting diagnosed with this and not really realizing how serious it is, and it could be.
If the spell would have happened a little bit sooner, she could have had an accident. She could have hit somebody else. She could have not only injured herself and her boy, but other people by not taking the necessary precautions and having the medicines ready to prevent this from happening.
Joseph was diagnosed with attention deficit hyperactive disorder. Children with ADHD have a hard time concentrating and learning the things that they need to learn because their mind always wants to go someplace else.
Just came to say hello. Hi.
Joey was very much a hero in this. He did what he needed to do at the right time, as well as a lot of kids would have acted, or better than most kids might have acted under the same circumstances.
The city of Deltona honored 5-year-old Joey Durrance for helping to save his mom's life.
The Volusia County Sheriff's Office Medal of Merit is hereby awarded to Joseph Durrance.
If I wasn't there for my mom, she would have died. Makes me feel real happy. And it makes me want to get 1,000 awards.
I've read the plaque, and they speak of his actions as if he was a professional and knew exactly what he was doing, not as a child that had any kind of problems, you know. I cry every time I read it. I'm just incredibly proud of him.
I was really glad because I called 911 and saved my mommy.
That's my boy. What would I do without you?
Career spanning 24 years and is now fighting insurance fraud with a major California company.